King Louis XVI was born August 23, 1754. He was the King of France and Navarre from 1774 until 1791, and the King of France until 1791 from 1792. He was beloved at first. He was a child of King Louis XIV, and his grandfather was the famous King Louis XIV. As I said before, he was beloved at first, but his indecisiveness and conservationism led some people of France to eventually view him as a symbol of perceived tyranny of the Ancien regime, and gave him the nickname Uncle Louis because of it. Before he became king, Louis was named Duc de Berry at birth, and he was born in Versailles. He was the third son of Louis XV, the Dauphin of France. On May 16, 1770, at the age of 15, Louis XVI married the 14-year-old Habsburg Archduchess Maria Antonia. She was the second cousin once removed of Louis XVI and the youngest daughter of the Holy Roman Emperor Francis I. Their family consisted of Louis and Marie Antoinette and their 2 sons and a daughter. He always consulted public opinion because he was determined to be a good king. He said it was never wrong. As the power drifted from him, there were increasingly loud calls for the Estates General, which had not been called since 1614 and the reign of Louis XIII. He invoked the Estates General on August 8, 1788, settling the date of their opening at May 1, 1789. With the convocation of the Estates General, as in many other instances during his reign, Louis placed his reputation and public image in the hands of those who were not perhaps as sensitive to the desires of the French public as he was. He was held on trial, but he was allowed to speak for himself, but he was not allowed to call witnesses or have any testimony for himself. Louis was officially arrested on the 13th of August, 1792, and sent to the Temple, an ancient fortress in Paris that was used as a prison. On the 21st of September, the National Assembly declared France to be a republic and abolished the monarchy. On December 11th, among crowded and silent streets, the king was brought from the temple to stand before the convention and hear his indictment, an accusation of high treason and crimes against the state. On the 26th of December, his counsel, Raymond de Cizé, delivered Louis' response of the charges with the assistance of François Tronchet and Malesherbes. On 15th of January 1793, the convention, composed of 721 deputies, voted on the verdict. Given the overwhelming evidence of Louis' collusion with the invaders, the verdict was a foregone conclusion, with 693 deputies voting guilty, none for acquittal, and 23 abstaining. The next day, a roll call vote was carried out to decide upon the fate of the king. The result was uncomfortably close for such a dramatic decision. 288 of the deputies voted against the death, and for some other alternative, and mainly by the means of imprisonment or exile. 72 of the deputies voted for the death penalty, but subject to a number of delaying conditions and reservations. 361 of the deputies voted for Louis' immediate death. Louis mounted the scaffold, and he appeared dignified and resigned. He delivered a short speech in which he said his innocence and pardoned those responsible for his death. He declared himself willing to die and prayed that the people of France would be spared from a similar fate. He seemed about to say more when a general of the National Guard cut Louis off by ordering a drum roll. The former king was quickly beheaded. After Louis XVI's death, the Reign of Terror began, and people began to be executed for no apparent reason, many on the guillotine and many more just by open fire.